मित्रों, माननीय वित्त मंत्री जी ने 1 फरवरी 2021 में अपने बजट भाषण में ये कहा था कि वर्ष 2021-22 में सरकार एयर इंडिया के डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट को पूरा करना चाहती है। इस संदर्भ में डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट प्रोसेस की अंतिम कड़ी में कैबिनेट कमेटी ऑफ इकोनॉमिक अफेयर्स द्वारा अधिकृत एयर इंडिया स्पेसिफिक ऑल्टरनेट मैकेनिज्म, जिसको हम आईएसएम कहते हैं, ने विनिंग बिड पर स्वीकृति प्रदान की है। We received 7 expressions of interest by December 14, 2020. 5 bidders were disqualified as they did not meet the requirements of PIM. These are the bid received. So the Tata Sons Private Limited, their SPV, Thales Private Limited, is the winning bidder at 18,000 crore. So Thales Private Limited, which is basically Tata Sons SPV, has emerged as the successful bidder for the sale of equity shareholding of GOI in Air India, in AIXL, which is a subsidiary of Air India, is a part of this transaction, and 50% of Air India in AISATS, which is another joint venture of Air India, along with management control. And transaction is expected to close by the end of December 2021.
Air India divestment is a big deal primarily because of 2 reasons. One is for the government, it's the biggest reform that they have announced till yet. For Tatas, it will be huge entry, as in they are in the aviation sector with 2 airlines, but they have marginal presence both in domestic and international sector. What Air India gives them is a push to be a substantial player in the Indian domestic market, as well as increase their presence in the international market. Gains for Tata would be in terms of network, in terms of their presence in the international and domestic aviation market. But for Tata's, challenges are also huge. Reviving Air India would not be easy for a number of reasons, and they'll have to definitely put in a lot of money in terms of upgrading the aircraft that Air India has, the service, the product, as they say. So there'll be a lot of challenges as well for the Tata in this whole deal. Air Asia will be merged into Air India Express, which is being sold with Air India. So Air Asia becomes Air India Express. As far as Vistara is concerned, Vistara is a joint venture between Tata Group and Singapore Airlines. It's a 51-49 joint venture. So that company for now stays a separate entity, runs as a separate brand under the holding company that Tatas have planned. But both Vistara and Air India will integrate their network in the sense that they'll decide their flights together, they'll kind of share their resources with each other to ensure that one doesn't cannibalize into the other's marketing license.
Of course, the construct, the share purchase agreement, etc., allows them to go ahead with the mergers and other things. I mean, there is no restriction as such. The restriction is subject to, during the time they will maintain in the equity lock-in period, they have to maintain 51%. That means the ownership. The ownership has to be there with the bidder who has got it.
The government has addressed all the concerns of the employees. I'll point out some of the concerns here. First and foremost, the winning bidder will retain all employees, which means they will not retrench anybody for a period of 1 year. Thereafter, for the second year after the first year, they will retain all the employees, and if anybody is to be retrenched or removed, they will be offered a VRS. thirdly, they will be provided the gratuity benefits as well as the provident fund benefits as per the applicable laws of the land. And the post-retirement medical benefits of the employees, those who have retired as well as those who will be retiring in future, will be protected and provided by the government.
As part of the deal, only aircraft asset and bilaterals and slots are being transferred to the private entity, which is the Tata in this case. Other physical infrastructure like various building, various housing societies, various like the iconic Air India building in Mumbai, and they have huge land near CP in Delhi, which is a 4-acre land. Then they have their headquarters in Delhi. So there's so many, plus the transport subsidiary, the ground handling subsidiary of Air India, plus the engineering subsidiary of Air India and Alliance Air is all being transferred to a government-owned Air India Asset Holdings Limited, which will monetize these assets over a period of time and repay the debt of Air India that government has absorbed before transferring the company to the private entity.
एयर इंडिया के लोगो, एयर इंडिया के जो ब्रांड्स हैं उसमें 8 लोगो हैं, वो उनके साथ ही, मतलब एयर इंडिया के साथ ही जाएंगे, मतलब उनके लिए ये उपयुक्त होंगे। और उसमें जो हमारा कंडीशन है कि 5 साल तक उसको वो लोग किसी भी तरह से ट्रांसफ़र नहीं कर सकते हैं, और यदि वो उसके बाद करना चाहेंगे तो भी वो इंडियन पर्सन्स तक ही रहेगा, यानी कि वो फॉरेन एंटिटीज़ को ट्रांसफ़र नहीं हो पाएगा इन परपेचुटी।
So, post the merger, the Tata Group, along with its 3 airlines, of course, Vistara, AirAsia India, and Air India. Of course, AirAsia will be merged with Air India. Together, they will have a market share of more than 25%, which is, of course, much lower than Indigo's 56-57% market share in the domestic sector. But they'll clearly be ahead of all other carriers. They'll become the second largest carrier in the domestic market. In the international market, Air India Tata Group will definitely become a large player. When you compare them with Indian carriers, they'll become the largest in terms of network, and they will be the only carrier which will have long haul flights to Europe and Americas. No other Indian carrier, barring Vistara and Air India, currently have flights to those destinations, and both the airline will be under the Tata Group. That way, they'll become a formidable player in the international space among Indian carriers, and will become the second largest in the domestic space. With this deal, Air India comes back to the Tata Group, which earlier owned the airline till it was nationalized in 1953 by the then government headed by Jawaharlal Nehru.